Folks, Wish SE up here in New Hampshire. Today we're going to be talking about a really nice kind of backup gun, the Ruger LCP. The Ruger was one of the first, polymer or nylon reinforced, we'll call it, frame guns that in 380 that became very popular since it was introduced, I believe, in 2008. Very simple design. Sort of a double action trigger. The reason I say sort of is when you work the slide, you have partially cocked the gun. But it does have that long double action trigger, doesn't have any external safety, does not lock back on your last shot. This model, however, has what I consider to be a great piece of gear on the gun, and that is the LaserMax sight. So it is actuated by pressing a button on either the right or left side of the gun here, right up here. So when it's off, on. The advantage of the laser is it allows you to get hits from odd angles. You can be point shooting, you can be shooting around something like this, and all you have to do is watch the laser. So this Ruger in the 380 ACP is a good option, I would say, for sort of a secondary gun, a backup. It's not my primary carry gun, but it is a gun that often I carry as a secondary gun. It is easy to shoot in spite of that double action and non-existent sights. Again, this gun, I'm not going to be, hopefully, engaging anyone, but if I'm engaging something, it's going to be at a close distance, maybe out to 7 yards max. This is really a point. Empty the magazine of the gun. Hopefully you've stopped the threat or been able to get away. So the idea of this type of gun is it's really a very close quarter combat kind of weapon versus a full-size pistol, which gives you significantly more benefits in terms of its range and its capabilities. We will shoot this gun using both its iron sights and its laser. I've been really impressed with it, and what I'm able to do, I'm actually able to shoot more accurately with the laser at distance than I am up with using the iron sights. You can see the iron sights are simply a channel cut in here and a small little nub up here, so there really isn't much of any kind of sight. The sight radius is a couple of inches at best. Very light gun, and one that takes some practice in terms of being able to get hits at distance, and that's a matter of working the trigger straight back on that double action pull. As long as I'm doing that, and I've got some steel out there that I'm shooting, but if I'm doing it, I can... Now, again, I had the gun in maximum capacity, 6 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. I believe that was 7. So on my last shot, as I press out here, I should just get a click. Very small gun, which means finding the magazine release is this little teeny button right here, and it's really one of those that you're going to have to come up and strip out. Again, this is not going to be a primary fighting tool for me. This is really a backup. The Ruger, when I bought this, came with the LaserMax setup, so I was able to buy the LaserMax as part of this gun. If I want to take the LaserMax off, I can simply remove these screws on this side of the gun here and take it off the trigger guard. However, I bought this gun specifically because it has that laser, and that laser is really a great tool, as we'll demonstrate, particularly if you have to take strange, odd angle shots or you're trying to get some accuracy. So far, I have to be totally frank with you to say that I'm really impressed with this very small setup. Probably a gun you won't shoot very much, but certainly one that has very good capabilities from a self-defense standpoint as a secondary or backup gun to whatever primary gun you're carrying. Stop! Put down the weapon! So I think you can see the laser out there. Again, I'm about 8 yards from my target, and I've got the laser on. I don't know if this laser is totally sighted in, although it looks like it's pretty close. And there you see it. So laser can provide some real benefits for the shooter, because you can identify the target, see the target, and with this very short sight radius, the sights are just about unusable. So what I'm going to demonstrate now is just the fact that you may not be able to see the laser hitting our target over there, but I can see it. And so from this position, simply looking down range at the piece of steel, I'm not aiming with my iron sights, I'm just holding the laser on there. And if I do my part pressing the trigger back, I can get hits on target from, you know, kind of weird shooting positions. So whether it's point shooting from this direction right here, that laser allows me to get hits on target because I don't have to align my sights. So I can use both. I can use my sights and my laser, which is a great setup. Or if let's say there was some sort of hard cover here and I needed to put the gun at some odd angle, I could do that because I'm simply watching the laser itself, which means I can fire the gun without having it brought up in alignment with my sights. So that's why a laser, particularly on a very, very small pocket gun, can be a great option that you might want to look at or consider. So this is the LaserMax version, which is sort of a lower end version than, say, Crimson Trace. It does add a slight cost to the gun, but again, may be worth really looking at very seriously because of what it allows you to do. And with such a small pocket pistol with very limited sights here, that laser allows you to get hits right out there on top. So I hit the rail on one of those, but you can see that at this distance with this little teeny gun, the use of a laser has really made it quite easy to get the hits. What's challenging with this gun is its long, double action pull that you're pulling through, and the fact that the gun is so small. Also, very little to hold on to. I have super small hands, and you can see that basically I've got 2 fingers wrapped around the gun. And then gripping it with my other hand, it sort of disappears. Again, self-defense, backup gun, close quarter battle situation. It's really not designed to be a target gun driving nails through the same hole. So let's shoot it some more. It's quite fun. So out here at approximately 7 yards, been shooting this target a little bit, I'm going to shoot at number 3 here. I'm going to use the iron sights on the gun. I'm not using the laser here, and we'll see how we can do it with our accuracy. So not too bad for this little 380 that, there's really not there. Being deliberate, working that trigger, I was able to keep them all within that box, which says that, for what you need to do from a defensive standpoint, I'd be shooting much faster. But you can see that we were able to put all our hits right in there, which is pretty impressive. Those 7 rounds are all in that, basically that 4-inch area at a distance of 7 yards. Well, folks, that's it. That is a quick review of the Ruger LCP in 380 ACP with the LaserMax laser on the front trigger guard of the gun. I really liked it. I was very impressed. Very easy to shoot. The laser makes all the difference in the world with a small gun that has virtually no sights. The Ruger is accurate, dependable, just fired over 100 rounds of a couple of different types of ammunition as well as some high-end defense stuff. Fed everything, not a single malfunction or misfire or anything. Ran great. Not a fun gun to shoot a lot because it's so small and there's not a lot on it, but certainly a gun that I would bet my life on. And in my case, I think an excellent idea for those of you who are looking for a laser on your gun, that this LaserMax is a reasonably priced option to consider if you're looking for laser mounted type situation on your defensive handgun. Really appreciate all of you watching, and as always, stay safe.